think Luther was doing God's work.
Yes.
But he was coming out of such deep darkness that even moving in the right direction, he was still trapped in much darkness. With these in mind, we can ask and understand some of God's original design for humankind. Was God's design for humankind not was it his original design, wasn't it for them to be beings who lived in love and perfection with no defect and no suffering? That was the original design. Yeah. Can computers love? Okay, they cannot. Robots cannot love. What's required for love?
Choice.
Freedom. Choice. That's right. What God wants, he wants our love, he wants our trust. Computers can be programmed to be reliable and predictable, but they cannot be programmed to love and trust. Love and trust requires the free will, choice, and consent of a sentient being. Law of liberty stuff. You can't get love and trust with threats and coercion. You can't get it. Trust me or I'll kill you. Oh, I trust you more now. No, I don't. I don't trust you. I'm looking for ways to get away from you. You see? Then how much of Christianity teaches God says, love me. I sent my son to die for you. Trust me, but if you don't love and trust me, I'll kill you. You remember the cartoon?
He'll only keep you alive artificially so he can have you tortured eternally, even as sinful people. We would not think that is punishment for the offense.
You remember the cartoon? Jesus standing at the door, knock, let me in. For what? So I can save you. From what? For what I'm going to do to you if you don't let me in. I mean, this is what much of Christianity thinks because they're operating on imposed law. So, God wants us to live existences of love which require real freedom, sentient beings. Love cannot grow without real freedom. Did God create humankind in his image? Would that include the ability to love? Yes. And that would mean then genuine, real freedom. And genuine, real freedom means the freedom to disobey, to deviate from God's design. Right? If we don't have the freedom to deviate, we're not really free. We're only programmed. So we have real freedom. And Adam and Eve did deviate from God's design. Now the big question, now that I've laid out the design, you see just a little of the law of love, the law of liberty, and law of worship, law of exertion. You see these laws, how they work, how they're design protocols. We see that love requires real freedom. We see that they were free to deviate from his design. Now the big question, when they deviated from his design, when they disobeyed, what law lens do you look at disobedience through? Do you look at disobedience through the laws that we make? You disobeyed. How dare you? I'm the rightful ruler. I'm the sovereign of the nation. How dare you disobey me? What an affront to my sovereignty, my royalty. And do we put this on God? He's offended. He's affronted. And justice requires now that he must act to enforce his law. If he doesn't act to enforce his law, then the law has no power. His government collapses, so he must act to kill. This is what's commonly taught through human law lens. Or do you see it through design law lens? As soon as they deviated from his design, they were changed. So think it through. When Adam sinned, did Adam's act of sin change God? No, he never changed it. Same yesterday. Did it change God's law? No. Did it change the condition of himself? Yes, notice that. God doesn't need anything done to him. He's perfect. The law doesn't need anything done to it. It's perfect. Humankind now was changed. They're deviant from the design. They're out of harmony with God's construction. Thus, the Bible uses these words, dead in trespass and sin. We might simply say they have a terminal condition. Their condition is terminal. What Adam did changed the nature of man out of harmony from perpetual life to dying, you will die.